Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm going to do my transfer roundup for Sheffield United in the summer of 2017. So then, getting straight into the video, I'll just cover each player in and out, probably say my key ones as well, so get into the video. We have Richard Stearman. So obviously he has a bunch of championship experience. He's already played a couple of games for us this season, but unfortunately he got injured, so he's probably not going to be in the lineup for a while yet because we've been on a winning streak. But when he does come back into the first team picture in a couple of months, he probably will be on the bench at least. And then we have Ender Stevens. He joined from Portsmouth. I must be honest, in League 2 it's not exactly a league where you can test yourself fully, but he's come into the side and done really well. He's got 2 assists obviously for Billy Sharp, and he's been a fantastic addition to the squad. Obviously the former Aston Villa player never really got a chance at Villa, but now he's at us, he's getting chances in the Championship, and he's doing well. And then we have Jamal Blackman on a season-long loan from Chelsea. I wasn't amazingly keen from this signing because once again it's a player from League 2 that hasn't exactly played in the Championship before, but he's done really well. Blackman has as well. He's pulled off a few key saves. As I said from the Borough game, he doesn't really make his decisions quick enough, but he's started doing that better. He's kept a clean sheet for a couple of games now, apart from the Derby game in which he couldn't have helped. Like, come on, I'm counting that as a clean sheet because the goal, it was a weird one, okay? So Blackman, he's been good as well. And then Clayton Donaldson, a signing that made what must have been about 11:30 last night. I was buzzing after it because we've been needing a striker, and the main reason I was buzzing about it is because I'd heard no transfer news about it at all. Next thing you know, the club have put it on Twitter and we've signed him. So He's a championship striker. At Birmingham he got 33 goals in 3 seasons, I think it was. Obviously joining from Brentford, in which he scored plenty of goals in League 1. But I reckon that he's going to be a very good signing. Him and Billy Sharp will be a fantastic pairing. As I've said in my video covering the signing, he will be the one getting in behind whilst Billy can do what he wants to do. You know, hold up the ball. But also Clayton can hold up. So we've got 2 strikers. Very, very good. And then the other striker that signed is obviously Cedi Evans. We got him on a pre-contract deal from Sheffield. He hasn't really lit the world alight whenever he's played in a league match, but in that cup match versus Walsall he was very good. I'm expecting to improve as the season goes on, as his fitness gets better, as he gets more match sharpness. But I'm happy with the signing of Cedi Evans. It's a low risk sign. Then we have John Lundstram, who was a leader at Oxford and he's come into our squad, and in that game versus Derby he was very, very good at holding up the ball, and he's got a good long pass on him, I noticed. I reckon that he's going to get better. I reckon it's going to be like Evans. As he works his way into the squad, as he gets more experience, he's going to become better, because Lundstram, he's come from League 1 and he's never played a Championship game, so it's going to take him a couple of games to adapt to it, but I reckon he's going to be a fantastic signing by the end of the season. And then we have Nathan Thomas, who joined from Hartlepool down in League 2. He's had experience for Hartlepool, Mansfield and also Plymouth, but I don't reckon that this signing is an amazing one, because he's not played a game yet for us in the league, I don't think, or if he has, it's only off of the bench. And I honestly reckon that we really didn't need him. We probably could have got a striker instead, but again it's a low risk signing. I don't think it was too much money, so it might come back to shoot me in the foot by the end of the season, which in a way I hope it does, but I don't think that the signing was an amazing one, but he's young, so he's got time to improve. And then we have George Baldock, who joined from MK Dons. I'm not sure how much it was. I think it was around 500,000, which is very, very cheap for a player with Championship experience. Obviously, he got relegated with MK Dons, but that MK Dons squad shouldn't have gone up in the first place. He's going to be good for us when he, gets a first team appearance in the Championship. I can see it coming, because Freeman, as good as we all want him to be from last season, he's not quite cut it yet in the Championship. So Baldock, don't be surprised if he comes into the lineup soon. And then we have Hennigan, a signing that we also made last night. I really don't know anything about him, okay? He's come from Motherwell. Apparently he can play anywhere across the back line. He's 6'4". Apparently he's got quite a lot of pace to him as well, which I'm quite surprised to hear about, but weirder things have happened. I'm expecting to be a bit like Basham, we'll probably end up getting played at centre-back, but he can also rotate in them right back and left back roles. It's an exciting signing, but I'm not expecting too much from him. And then we have CCV, in other words Cameron Carter-Vickers. It's a loan signing, which is fantastic because Tottenham play a similar brand of football to us. Obviously, they've got better players, so they can do it better. But, you know, they play the similar formation. And, you know, the managers like similar sort of players. Because Billy Sharp and Kane, Billy Sharp's basically a poor man's Harry Kane, in my opinion, you know. Because Billy Sharp could get 20 goals in the Premier League if he really wanted to. No, I'm joking. But, you know, Cameron Carter-Vickers, fantastic signing. He says that he wanted first team experience. Hopefully he will get it at Sheffield United, but he'll have to work his way into the squad. And that is it for the end, which is pretty good. You know, 10 players coming in. We've only had 6 players going out, in which a couple of them are loans. So let's get into them. So Martin Brayford, not Martin, I keep calling him Martin Brayford. It's John Brayford, alright? Don't know where I'm getting Martin Brayford from, but John Brayford is joined Burton on a free because we mutually terminated his contract, which means we haven't had to pay him off, I don't think. Burton have just got him for free. We've let go of him for free. It's all good. We bought him for 2 million, and at the time it was a really good signing, but then next thing you know, he's injured for a season and his value's decreased massively. So we've lost 2 million on that transfer. But Brayford, thank you for the times that you gave us. And then we have Chris Hussey, who has gone to I think it's one of the relegated teams, Swindon, I think, on a permanent. I'm not too sure if I'm right. Let's just check. I think it's Chris Hussey on a permanent, but is good at League Two. Is gonna, you know, help Swindon get up, hopefully. It's actually a season loan. I'm surprised that we haven't actually got rid of him on a permanent, to be honest. He didn't really play last year. Whenever he did, he wasn't great, but Chris Hussey is a signing, I mean, you know, a sale that I'm not too bothered about because we've got options. And then we've got Louis Reed, who's gone to Chesterfield on the loan. Like Brooks were meant to, but that never happened. But Reed, I reckon he could easily play in a League One team, but I suppose going to Chesterfield is going to get starts. And they are currently bottom of League Two, which is a shame. But hopefully the likes of Reed can help them rock it back up. And then we have Ben Whiteman. He's gone to Doncaster Rovers on a loan, and it's only a matter of time until he works his way into the first team. He was playing a bit a couple of seasons ago, but he's gone on loan to a League One team just to get experience in that league. And he's a very good player. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a recall option, to be honest, because if we get injuries, he can definitely come in. But Ben Whiteman, it's a nice little loan for him to gain some experience. And that loan deal was actually until January the 1st, so we're going to end up getting him back in January and maybe giving him some game time. And then next up we have George Long. So he's been loaned out to AFC Wimbledon. This loan deal isn't one that I really like because I reckon that he'd have been a good third choice keeper behind Blackman and obviously Moore. But I suppose it's not to be. He's been loaned out. Hopefully he can get back into the first team picture when he comes back. And then the last player that we've got out of a club is James Wilson. We've got him on a permanent over to, I forgot who it was actually. I think it's somebody like Rochdale, but he's a League One defender. He wasn't really too good for us last year, and I'm glad to have got him out. So this is the end of the video. So I'm just going to go through the key players that I reckon. So I've got 5. It's going to be Stearman because he was playing every game until the injury. Stevens because he's played every game and he's been good. He's got 2 assists. Blackman, he's played every game as well. Fair enough, Moore's been injured, but until Jamal Blackman has a bad game, he's going to stay in the lineup. And then Clayton Donaldson, he's going to be a key player in my opinion because he's had over 100 championship games, and he's going to be a fantastic addition. And then also, who else was it? I think it was Lundstrom as well, because I reckon that he's going to work his way into the side very well. Say about what you want, but I reckon he's going to be a fantastic addition when he's used to the squad. But this is the end of the video, so if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like on it. Do you reckon that we should have brought in any more players or sold any players? Make sure to tell me down in the comments, because in my opinion we should have got rid of Hansen. And I've actually watched Chris Wilder's transfer roundup interview, and he's not happy that some of the agents messed up the deals, you know. I think we were meant to be getting Jerome Sinclair, we were meant to be getting Devante Cole, we were meant to be getting that Quinner from West Ham, but it wasn't to be. I'm happy with our transfer business, even if we didn't get them players, but I'm sure that we could maybe get one of them on loan, maybe, because the loan transfer window doesn't end until like November, but we'll have to see what happens here. So yeah, like, subscribe, enjoy this video, and peace.